łudźnika.
Ace Match Tuesday down here at the Nexon Arena. It is the Afreeca Freaks up against K2 Rolster. Do have our ace match, of course, alive. The Terran selected by the Afreeca Freaks. Definitely their ace player so far, even though he did lose today to Zest against TY. The ace player here for KT. I was kind of surprised with that one. I thought maybe they would send out Zest, especially with the high likelihood that we would be seeing alive again. But seems like they want to rely on TY here. Not a bad choice. A very safe, solid player. And definitely a good choice.
Yeah, I don't think anybody can really be surprised by sending the live out. Like, look, he did lose that one game. This guy is solid, though. He's really good. TY, on the other hand, I mean, this is a guy that is terrifying. He might be, like, the best player out there right now. So, can he beat Alive? I think so. But Alive has already caused a ton of upsets. He's caused more upsets than standard, unsurprising losses here.
Yeah. I was just kind of surprised that Zest didn't come out because he beat him once before. He looked really solid against what Alive was doing. Almost like he had him figured out. He read him perfectly, but now you give Alive another chance to go into a different matchup. And I don't know. I mean, TY's TVT is really solid. So I don't blame them.
Yeah.
I don't blame them. Zest did just play. Maybe TY has gotten some time to rest and get his, confidence back after his win. That doesn't even make any sense.
That doesn't make any sense, but it's okay.
But, he's back. That's the point. He's back. He's put in here by KT. They obviously had a lot of trust in him.
Okay. Oh, wow. All right, I guess everybody voted the same as you and me here.
Yep.
Not a shocker there. What is going to happen here?
Yeah.
Man, oh, man.
Alive did lose his game today to Zest. I think that did kind of lower our confidence in him a little bit. And TY, like you said, is one of these players that's just might be the best player so far.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, the other thing to keep in mind here is that if it was any other player other than TY, I might still vote for Alive.
Yeah.
But TY, you kind of have to be foolhardy not to pick this guy, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's a stretch to say something like that, especially when you see a 7-0 prediction.
And let's keep in mind, Alive's TVT is so good.
Yeah, both these guys' TVTs are
it's really scary. TVT is a different beast now. The Tasteless Doctrine states that it's the aggressor that has the advantage normally in TVT. With tank medevac so strong, able to rearrange your push. If you're on top of your opponent, you're getting in their face, and you're not, trading unfairly or poorly, I should say, you usually come out on top. So let's see what kind of builds they do and how they decide to try to initiate in this matchup.
Very curious to see what these two players are going to bring to the table in terms of builds. The map is going to be Ruins of Ceres, so a very big map, but it could be close spawns. That vertical spawns, we could have some airplay come into effect. Generally, you see, I think it still is the case where you do want that air control. Definitely helps out if you've got a nice squad of Vikings with a Raven in the sky to control, especially if you're close by air.
We've seen all sorts of different drops and harasses, a lot of one-base play as well. I don't think we're going to see quick CC for either of these guys, but then again, everything is changing so quickly here in Legacy of the Void. By the way, what a great expansion this is. Really making Starcraft bounce back and making it hype as ever, man.
I'm awed every time I come down to cast. I'm like, whoa.
Every day we have good days.
So much better.
I know.
Actually, I enjoyed it a lot before, but now I'm like, whoa.
No, I'm getting hype, like, on the train coming down here. The games are so good.
Yeah.
Okay. We are almost ready to begin this match. It all comes down to this, ladies and gentlemen. Alive against TY on the map Ruins of Ceres.
Yeah, we're still getting these players into the game. Finally, we do have TY join the lobby. He was delaying for a bit. Looks like Alive has left for just a second. He'll be back.
This is so important for the Afreeca Freaks. They were generally viewed as one of the weaker teams here, starting out in SPL. Right now, They're ranked 2 amongst the teams.
Yeah.
If they win this, it would be huge, especially against KT. KT is a powerhouse in Korea. Back since the very beginning, cranking out some of the greatest pro gamers of all time. Can this new team, the Afreeca Freaks, come out of nowhere and knock this out of the park? Well, that all rests on the shoulders of Alive.
This is the deciding match to decide which one of these teams is going to get ahead of the other. I believe they are tied.
That's right. KT is at 3rd, I believe. And Afreeca Freaks is at 2.
Yeah. Very, very close between these two teams.
It's a big map we're on. It depends a lot on where they spawn. Let's see what happens. This is game number 5, the ace match. Alive against TY for our final game in tonight's SPL. In the upper left, in the red, Alive. He wasn't on camera just yet. I'm like, oh my God, what if it's actually TY? In the bottom left, in the blue, he is TY.
So we were talking about this a little bit before the game got started. They are at vertical spawns. That could change the entire face of this game.
I want to note that when we had the countdown starting there, not a lot of cheers there in the audience for the Afreeca Freaks. These guys do not have a big fan base.
Yeah, whereas KT has actually the biggest fan base.
Yes, that's right.
They've, they run like an army, man. If there's anyone's birthday, there's definitely some presents. You got a cake.
He's not exaggerating.
Rice cakes.
By the way, guys, Valdez is not exaggerating.
Oh, no,
they come down here with gifts. They cheer him on. I'm sure
we get gifts.
Yeah, that's actually true.
When it's their birthday, we get gifts. We get some rice cakes.
Yeah, they
snacks.
bring stuff for the entire studio. I just want to point that out because we say a lot of crazy stuff in these casts, but that's actually a fact, what Valdez just said there. Now, I think probably outside of Korea, there's a certain amount of people cheering on the Afreeca Freaks, but this is a pretty big deal. If Alive can do this and take out a powerhouse like TY on just a godlike team, in this case it's KT, that would be huge.
It would be gigantic.
It would forever change the way that we view the Afreeca Freaks.
Oh, yeah. They would secure that second place spot, as we were saying before. And interesting build here from, who's that up there in the top left? That's Alive. He's gone for a Reaper here, whereas TY has just gone for a Marine and a quicker expand. So we are going to have that Reaper do a nice bit of scouting, whereas TY just sitting back getting the faster expand, going to have more Marines. And even gets the scout himself with this SCV. Very nicely done.
Note, Alive does send his Reaper back. He wants to get rid of this one SCV. And he does clean that up pretty easily. So, 2 different builds here. One player, in this case Alive, going for the Reaper. The other player, TY, getting a few Marines and a quick expand.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to be able to stop this Reaper from getting in. He's got his 3 Marines on the ramp.
Yeah, you almost have to guess where they're going to come in. And nowadays, a lot of players go up the ramp, like we see here, because it's almost like it's counterintuitive in some ways for the Reaper to ever use the ramp because it can hop up on the high ground. Initially, in the meta, people would put the Marines where a Reaper would try to jump up. And then as the game's changed, players predicted, okay, well, there's always Marines there. So let me just go up the ramp because that's where he's not going to think I'll be barely keeping that Reaper alive. Alive has to be very careful at this part of the game.
He's playing with fire right now over there, getting very, very low on that Reaper. Of course, it can regen its health, so can just wait a little bit. I think he has to assume that there is an expand behind this with 4 Marines already out on that ramp. Would be a pretty sick build if TY was going for a 1 base all-in with a bunch of Marines on the ramp to try to fool Alive into thinking this, but I think he's got a good idea of what's going on.
Okay, he's going to actually get up here. He did it enough times, faked him out, peeks in there, he sees the reactor and the tech lab. Nice grenade there. Going to try to whip around. No block there with the depot. And this Reaper will be able to escape after having scouted out all of that stuff from TY. Wow. Nicely done.
That's huge, actually. You know, he gets up the ramp, scouts some of the buildings, does a little bit of damage to the Marines as well. So that's going to be annoying for TY before some medevacs get out.
And speaking of medevacs, we already have one out here for Alive. Because of the spawns on this map, drops are always common, especially at the start, generally pointed towards the main.
Yeah, look at this. TY very, very prepared for this, though. He's already got a tank in position. He's got 4 Marines. A Viking is about to pop out.
Whoa.
Get back in that medevac, Widowmine. Where are you going?
Get out, Widowmine. That was pretty crazy. So, yeah, he's going to have to back up now. Banshee now being made next. Sometimes a Banshee slightly later is more effective than a Banshee right away, since if they don't see it immediately, they tend to forget about that being a possibility. That's actually been a rule that was found out later in StarCraft and Brood War, and it wasn't used that much in StarCraft 2 until around now, actually.
Yeah,
here
around
in Legacy.
The end of Heart of the Swarm and now coming into Legacy for sure. It's like they know the timing for it. It's just in their blood. They played so many games, they understand when to expect it.
Yeah.
So once they let their guard down, like you were saying, it definitely can be useful to get that out. Banshees in general are going to be good as long as you can keep them alive. Having that constant threat, the idea of the pressure of the Banshee always being in the back of your mind, can really mess with what you're trying to do and where you're going to put your units. So you, as the Banshee using player, can use that to your advantage to try to outmaneuver your opponent.
Got to be careful about Widow Mines here. It's very easy to lose that Banshee and gain nothing from it if you're not careful and if you're not thinking about what they might be trying to hide where. The Cloaked Banshee's coming in here now. Oh my god, he could get the tank. Now, does he go for SCVs or the tank? All right, it's SCVs.
There's not that many Marines over here. Only 3 very weak Marines. Trying to go for the repair on all the SCVs. Doing a good job, in fact, but he's still losing a lot because he was not prepared for this.
And a second Banshee coming up here, and this is what we were talking about, that second timing. A lot of times they're just not ready for this. Already Alive has taken out 9 SCVs and interrupted a good amount of mining.
Yeah, that is really, really huge. TY was definitely not expecting this. He's going to get more and more SCVs on the edge here, even without Cloak. And that goes up to 11 now. Look how far ahead Alive is now. He's up 11 SCVs, and it counts in terms of when you're looking at the...
Oh my god! Big hit there on the medevacs, softening them up, takes out the Widowmine, but those medevacs, he's got to be careful. 1 or 2 stray Viking shots, and he can lose that entirely.
Yeah, you have to go back and repair after sustaining that amount of damage. Uh-oh.
Oh! It goes down. Big loss there for Alive.
Alive essentially throwing the ball right back into TY's court and saying, here, have some free units.
Unfortunately so. Yeah, let's make this fair again. However, the worker count still ahead here for Alive. Meanwhile, the Banshee coming up now. Alive has to be careful here. Can't afford to lose these. With medevacs here, there's no point really attacking the tanks. And another Banshee goes down. Very quickly are things beginning to get out of hand here for Alive.
You were talking about this before, Tasteless. You want to be active out on the map. That's what TY is doing right. Alive is not responding to this. He's got his units out in the middle of the map, just floating them through, not paying attention. And TY has got just one small group of Marines that are getting so many key kills in this game.
Important to note, though, is that already the third base has been acquired here for Alive. I don't know how comfortable TY is in pushing, but this would definitely be a good moment for TY to try to hit, and that's exactly what he's going to do here with 4 tanks and medevacs. He smells blood in the water. He's going to be moving out now. Let's see if Alive can hang on.
He's got a much bigger army at this point. I think he's going to have the advantage in upgrades. No, actually, Alive is going to be ahead if that +1 armor does complete.
Oh, my God. If he scans that, he does. Big plays there. Keep in mind, some of those medevacs were damaged earlier from the Widowmine.
The Vikings, nice position there. Good job by TY to pull back. In fact, TY's going to have combat shields, whereas Alive won't. So, TY could find a timing here.
Okay, he's loaded up.
1 Marine going for the scout, the hero Marine. Oh, not going the right... Okay,
oh, no, he is. I was going to say, that'd be a very odd spot to check first. He's going to do a main push here. This is definitely an option. This will force the tanks to relocate. He may then pick up his own tanks with the Marines and then try to gun it over there to the entrance, hitting either the second base or the third.
Scan's going down. Ooh, nice snipe there on that Viking.
Man, these MVP Marines here, he just keeps on taking out anything that's flying here. Oh my God, he's going to gun it. He's going right back into the main.
He's got all of his tanks in the main now. All the Marines, though, are on the low ground. I'm not sure if TY can protect these.
Oh my God, the angling is so good. The Marines take out the tanks. Alive is in a huge amount of trouble. The production facilities are under fire.
It looks like he should be able to protect these tanks. He's going to drop these Marines now on the high ground. All of these Marines were alive, and even the tanks out of position. Now TY's got that high ground.
Meanwhile, at the bottom, he's continuing to push forward. Nice micro here by TY, bringing the tanks back. So many SCVs being picked off here as the push in the main continues.
He's got that fantastic position, and now all he has to do is rally a bunch of units over there. He's got more and more tanks on the high ground. He's just going to continue dropping. That's all he's got to do.
Taking out reactors, taking out barracks. That is not what Alive can afford to have happen right now. He's going to have to try to take it back right now. Can Alive do it?
He's dropping down his tanks. All these Marines on the low ground for TY. He's going to have to back off.
And in the blink of an eye, he relocates and then heads up here. What looks like it's going to be the third base he's going to hit. And I don't know if Alive's going to be in a position to help defend it.
I don't think so. He's going to try to desperately fly over here. TY getting two Marines in there, even sniping a medevac.
Oh, zoning out the tanks. The SCVs have no way to return back home.
Trying to drop these tanks now in between these two bases. He's forced that CC to lift, and he should be able to take it out.
Oh my God, Alive is falling apart. I think TY just won this game as the command center goes down. That is TDT and Legacy for you guys.
Just
things pick up pretty fast.
Pulling him apart at just one tiny advantage after another, and he did not have combat shields as well. TY was able to deny that. So that is so key as well in TY's victory here, as it looks like he still doesn't have a third base. Keep that in mind, but he does have the massive advantage. So Alive has identified that there is no third base, at least at one of the locations.
Very true, and actually it is Alive with more SCVs. That's something important to note. If he has solid defense, maybe he can hang on and possibly engineer some kind of a comeback here.
Yeah, he needs to have perfect, and I mean perfect defense. He needs to not be losing any units and needs to be in position to stop all these drops like this one into the main.
And actually a bit of a fail fish drop here. Not able to get out all of his units. And Alive will manage to hold this. But meanwhile at the entrance, a big drop coming in. SCV's being pulled. He micros out of tank range.
Micros out of tank range, but a bunch of these SCVs have been pulled. They're going to help tank. And a lot of TY's units have to back off. That's not going to be the push that wins this one.
Okay, he picks up again. And it is just barely Alive hanging on here. TY beginning to take his third base. By the way, the minerals are almost gone here, so Alive is probably going to have to float his main command center over here to one of these bases if he wants to stay in this game.
Yeah, it looks like it. He's down to 28 SCVs now. He has evened up the army supply, but he's sacrificed a bunch of those. He's looking for his own great position now in the main of TY.
Here he comes. Can he get TY caught off guard? TY going to have to shift gears and go into defense mode as Alive is actually hitting all of these key structures here for TY.
He's got such a fantastic position. TY doing a nice job on the defense. He's going to try to drop in Marines on top of the tanks. Can't quite get any of those tanks, though.
Meanwhile, TY is sending a small force up here to try to take out anything that is over in the turf of Alive, hoping that perhaps Alive does not have enough to defend. By the way, Alive not making money right now as he has to relocate this command center. This could be the killing blow here from TY.
Alive can't quite push forward. TY's got a nice defensive position, and look at this, Alive's going to move out of position.
By the way, TY right now not mining either. Pretty big. Picks up these tanks. He's hitting the command center. Alive is coming up here with his own forces to try to defend. He needs to stem and come in here and do this fast. He drives them out.
He's able to drive them out. Alive doing his own damage here to this CC. Has to be careful, though. He's going to be forced back.
Alive cleans up that army. One Marine there, that's not going to be enough to deal with that. Alive immediately coming down here, actually pulling his, oh no, I thought he was pulling his SCVs. Looks like he's actually just long distance mining there for the time being. Beginning to hit more and more of these barracks.
Alive inching closer and closer, getting closer to that production and to the natural here of TY.
TY, again, he's not mining, just long-distance mining. Alive has resumed mining over here at this base. He's coming forward now. TY with a pretty big win there, taking out those units. Meanwhile,
all these tanks now in the air. This might be TY's chance to strike. No, Alive is going to back off.
He needs to get those tanks on the ground. Oh! Oh, my God! So crazy!
This game is out of control.
One Marine over here doing damage. Meanwhile, it's Alive. It's going to have the production. In fact, 2 bases that will soon be mining from completely. With TY on 1, did Alive do enough of a distraction? It looks like he might have.
Well, he's pulled himself back into this game. I don't know if he's going to be able to win it from here, but he's resumed mining from a couple of bases. TY only has 1, as you said. But TY is definitely going to look for an in here now that he has pushed Alive out of the base.
Okay, right now TY is going to try to come across the map. Meanwhile, Alive just trying to cause any distraction, but it looks like TY already more than aware that could be an issue. He has the defenses necessary to hold it. I feel like, you know, in the movies where, like, they're telling that character to just don't give up, don't die?
Yeah.
That's Alive this game.
Pretty
just
much,
willing
man.
himself back to life. And
somehow. He's playing like a god here, basically, to come back in this game. TY looking for another in to the main.
Oh, got to be careful. If he loses those tanks and medevacs, that's usually enough to lose the game.
He's got a nice drop over here. TY does have some units to defend at that third base.
Just 1 medevac harassing over here, but it looks like TY has bigger plans. He wants to attack the third base over there. Meanwhile, we have Alive coming over here, and actually in this base, no medevac here for TY.
No medevac for TY, and that should be able to give Alive the win.
My
he needs
God.
some units.
Oh, he's going for the command center, but Alive is coming over here to try to defend.
He's going to defend, but the tanks are coming in now, and they can shell that fourth base of Alive.
He picks up, he's backing out. He has to keep those tanks alive. It is a neck-and-neck game right now.
TY, Alive has somehow pulled his way back into this one. TY is trying to find any way to do some more damage. He has tried over and over again to try to deny that third base.
He's coming in now, stimming and hitting this command center.
Look at that. He's going to lose that drop, but he's got 2 tanks in the main now, shelling some of these add-ons.
Big plays here. Can he get these tanks out in time? He's unloading. He's got to be really careful. Every little bit of damage those medevacs take, is enough. By the way, TY now on 2 functioning bases, same as Alive here.
Oh, look at this. Alive is going for the throat. A lot of TY's units are out of position.
Oh, my God. They might end up in a base trade scenario. They might. I think he saw that.
I think Alive saw him, but I don't think TY saw him.
Oh, my
He's
God.
going to see him now.
And Alive is going to get there a few moments sooner. The command center's been lifted. He's going to go for the SCVs. He's going right into the main.
He's going for the throat, Tasteless. We got some tanks coming back. TY's going to try to attack and defend at the same time. Not sure how this is going to work out.
It looks like TY with better tank placement. He's forced everything to lift. Going for the command center. Because he says he's going to repair it. He needs to save that from burning down. Oh, my God. Misplay there. Could have gotten so many SCVs.
Oh, it's burning down this command center over here. He's still got more. Oh, the tank isn't seized up.
Oh, Alive's tank taking damage. But it's not enough.
Not quite enough. And
oh, my God, this game is insane. By the way, they both have 11 workers. They both have 11 workers.
Oh, you got to get those tanks out of the way. No. Oh, there's medevac. Okay, it does go down. It almost did survive there as Alive wasn't quite targeting at first.
All right, so TY with what looks like about 2 medevacs. No, in fact, they both have a lot more medevacs, remaining in this game. And I don't even know. I mean, what do you do here? Do you go back home and try to defend?
Oh, my God.
He needs to repair that. Repair it. Oh, my God.
Is he going to have enough minerals?
He's got SCVs.
Just barely. We got some more Marines coming in now.
Uh-oh. Going for the command center. Needs to repair that. Guns it down. That means there's only 1 command center remaining for Alive, and it's completely isolated up here.
He's desperately trying to repair it.
He needs to move it. He needs to move it. TY's coming up. Oh!
He's scouted. He's going to stim in.
He takes it out. No mining bases. That means Alive has to go in for the kill here.
He's going to go in. TY has to boost away. He does have a boost available. That may just be the nail in the coffin. No more mining for Alive. He needs to go for a stalemate now.
I think so, unless he can get all the buildings here. Oh, got to be careful. Using these tanks to buy time. Alive, it looks like their army size should be about even, but these tanks are going to be picked up here by TY.
Yeah,
TY.
He does get one of those medevacs with the tank inside of it.
Okay, so what he's doing is he's floating all of his buildings over here so he can cover his bases. Can you get into a spot on this map where you can't be hit by air? I'm not actually sure. With the building, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, you can in the corner.
Now, the problem, though, for Alive is that Liberators are in the game. Now, he's going to have to drop in a location where the Liberators are not, and that location will be in the main.
I wonder how TY is going to handle this. He's secured this natural, and he's still mining. So he wants to get some more units out here to have the best chance. Ooh, he can't afford to lose any units here Alive as he tries to take out these buildings.
By the way, he's already floating one building over here. TY is in the bottom left. Definitely deciding that he, might be able to get some kind of a stalemate here. But for now, all TY wants to do is hang on and not die. Keep mining. The longer he mines, the more likely he is to close us out. At the same time, though, Alive has a very mobile, very scary army.
We got bunkers going down. The one Liberator defending here on top of these tanks. Alive is going to try to drop at the bottom of this ramp and start shelling these bunkers.
Anything to buy time right now. As you can see, TY's money slowly coming up. Alive is at exactly 0 minerals.
Yeah, TY right now is
producing. Here we go! Alive is coming in, but it looks like TY has too much, and that will be it. Alive is done.
That's it. The mule, it drops down. The biggest disrespect, and he's going to kill all the rest of these medevacs, and that was the last of Alive's units.
Wow, you can see Alive.
GG!
GG! What a fantastic final game as TY wins the closest TVT I think I have ever seen.
I would agree with your taste. I have never seen a TVT that has been that close. In Legacy of the Void, for sure, TY is able to take out Alive, one of the best Terrans in the world right now, and secures the win for KT.
Although I gotta say, Alive deserves our respect here. That was so close. So many moments where both players are not mining. Every medevac, every tank, every Marine, every SCV counted in that game.
It really did, Tasteless. And in the beginning there, TY had nearly an unlosable position, but Alive somehow, some way, was down, I think, like 25 supply, but was pulling his way through, trying to get some mining back at his third base, eventually secured a fourth base, had a nice moment of his own where he was in the main of TY doing a ton of damage. That was so back and forth. That was anyone's game.
You can see the teammates going in there for Alive, showed him some love, showed him some support. I mean, that was a tough game. And frankly, there were a lot of moments I thought Alive was going to win that, including even the last 3 minutes where he did not have any money. It looked like he might have taken it. What a sick series.
TY secures 2 wins. You can hear the KT Rolster fangirls screaming.
I'm one of them right now. Ah! You guys are so good.
TY and Zest, the 2 players able to get their wins tonight. Keen winning over Stats, a crazy game there as well.
Well, that knocks Afreeca Freaks down to 4th place right now, and KT Rolster up to 2nd.
Wow. Well, they are in their rightful place. As we were saying, it's usually SKT and KT, number 1, number 2. The Freaks were trying to challenge that. We're so close to doing so.
By the way, tomorrow, I think I'm going to have a hoarse voice again here on GSL Code S. We will have,
caster.
Yes, that's right, the hashtag passion. We will have GSL Code S. Code S has been fantastic. That will be starting 6:30 p.m. KST. It'll be me and Artie McToaster Oven casting the games for you guys. So join us there. Thank you guys so much for being here with us tonight for SPL and Valdez. Fantastic casting. Always a treat to be with you.
That was so much fun.
It was really fun, man. We
couldn't have asked for better games tonight.
No kidding.
Actually.
Especially with the last TVT. I mean, what a way to end it. Guys, that is going to do it for us. Thank you so much for joining us. Also, don't miss out on SSL Thursday and GSL Code S on Friday, 6 o'clock and 6:30 for those. We love you guys so much. Take care. Have a good night.